Hi everyone, I'm coming on to do a card tutorial and it's this fun, happy card which could be used for Mother's Day, which is kind of where I was playing about with today. And I've used the Botanical Butterfly DSP. Absolutely love that, and you've only got a few days left to get it as part of your celebration, and you must have it, no doubt about it. The sentiment comes from, wait till I find the set. It comes from All That You Are, and it's Flowers Bloom All For You. And I just thought that was quite nice because I was using a few florals in it. The flowers are from the Bloom by Bloom and the matching punches. And I don't know how well it will look on here. I'll try and bring it up a bit. There you are. You can see the faint watermark on each of the flowers, and that's using these stamps here. Oops, that glare's a bit bad. So it's using these stamps here, and I've just put them on with Versamark, but I will show you that anyway. So I am going to get cracking and I'll show you how to put it together, because it isn't a hard card at all. So where's our layers? We're looking for basic black first. If I can get my big fat fingers into the card, that would be good. There we are. That's not my basic black. That's a cheap alternative which isn't any use to me. So, as you can see, basic black, cheap black. So, primer. So we need 2 black layers, which is for our background and for the back of our sentiment. So our first layer is 12.4 centimetres. 12.4 centimetres. Back up. By 8 centimetres. Line that up. Make sure it's jutted along both. Oops, you can't even see that. Make sure it's jutted along both butt bars. That's a bit of a pest. That's a bit better. So it's butted along both and it's on my 8 centimetres. Bring down my cutter, and that's my first layer. Then I need an 8.5 by 6.5. So 8.5 by 6.5. And that's my second black layer. Okay, that's my 2 black layers done. Put that in my scrap black. Then I need a Whisper White that measures, let me see if I've got a scrap of Whisper White. Should have, yep. Nope, that's boggin. There we are. And this one is measuring 7.5 by 5. That end's not straight, so we'll turn it. So 7.5 by 5. Again, that side's not straight, so we'll use that side. By 5. And bring it down. And that's my stamping layer. Then I need some DSP, Botanical Butterfly. So I did use the checkered last time. I think I'll go for the polka dots this time, just for something different. So that should be, there we go. Just so the two of them aren't identical. So this one is 11.4 centimetres by 7 centimetres. So again, make sure it's up against both bars, especially this one here, because that's going to make sure that your paper is straight. And then bring it down. If you push it up, there's a chance that your paper will shift. So I would always recommend putting your trimmer up and pulling it towards yourself. It just helps to remember. So that's our 2 layers done. I am going to put that back in my DSP box. That can go into my scraps, and we can get rid of the trimmer. Right, so I have already pre-done a lot of my flowers, okay? So I am just going to show you the method of how I done it with 1 or 2 so that you can see. So I have got Versamark ink. I have got my 2 small flowers on a stamping block. I'll take this one off so you can see it properly. So I've got 2 on my stamping block, which is a bit grubby with Versamark, unfortunately. But then all we're doing is taking, and these are just scraps that I keep. Let me see. Go for Coastal Cabana because it shows up better on that actually. So all I've done was ink it up really well and then stamp it on to my card and pull it up, and you can see that there's an impression left. It's very subtle, but it is there. And then what I did was I used the punches. Now for the spiky one, you could use either that one or that one, and I did use both at some different times. And for the more scalloped one, you're using this one, but really it makes no difference if I'm honest. So pop that out, and we'll use this one because it's a bit easier on my hands. The spiky one seems to be really hard to press down on at times. I'll need to get some usage on it with one of the kids. And I'll put that back in with my scraps. And how to get them, how I have them, I just put them onto my little mat. Now you can use your what do you call it, your stamping mat. This is just one that is from a different company, but it's the exact same thing, it's just foam. And all I did was I actually used the end of my pokey tool with the lid and just pressed it down, and it just gives it a wee tiny bit of shape. Then I took some rhinestones and popped them on to my flower. Okay. Now for the leaves in my card, I actually used the foliage frames. That's it, and you get it with, it goes with the What's the name of the stamp set? Can't remember. My brain has just gone dead tonight. Can't even remember the name of it. And now I can't find my leaves that I looked out. Because I had die cut some before I came on, so that I wouldn't need to pull my die cutter out. Let's see. Here. Nope, wrong ones. No, they're there. So you get, with the foliage frames, you get 6 leaf dies. So you get 2 of your fern, 2 of the larger leaves, and 2 of these smaller, like ivy shaped leaves. So they're absolutely perfect for this style of thing. Oops. And I just cut them out with gold glimmer paper, some of the retired glimmer paper. We have got the lemon and lime twist from the Miss Magic set, and then we've got some of the Tranquil Tide, which was from the holiday catalogue, and then I've got just some Granny Apple Green, because I wasn't sure what colours I was going to use. Then I also used my leaf punch, and I punched out just a couple of where are they? A couple of bits of vellum. So I'm just chopping it quite low because I don't need the big leaf, big stem at the bottom. And then I'll turn it and do the same at this side. There we go. So I've got 2 of them done. And that's with the leaf punch. That's a must in everybody's craft room. Absolutely must have. So let's start getting this all put together. So I have got my large Memento ink pad and my stamp, which is the Flowers Bloom All For You. Make sure it's clean. Ink it up really well and make sure that it's straight. That always helps. And then just pop it down central. Give it a second for the ink to transfer, and then pop it up, and you're left with a lovely impression. Oops, got a hair. Put a lid back on that. I've actually recently bought the small dewdrop size for my ink pads, and I've been enjoying using that, but Stampin' Up don't carry it, so I would use the big one so that you can see what's available to you. Give this a wee clean and dry, and that's ready to go back in its case. So let's get this together now. My Tombow. And I've left 1/2 centimetre all the way around. Now, for some reason, and I don't know why, because it's actually a new blade that I put on it about an hour ago, because I was doing quite a bit of cutting, but it's left me a kind of feathered effect, which I don't really like. So I'm going to bring in my wee guillotine and just trim the edge off, literally a hair. so that that edge is away, because I really don't like it. Yeah. Try that again. And it's just enough to take that edge off, because it was really annoying me. That's better. Right, so that side is going down with Tombow. Now you don't need tons of glue. I see it all the time with customers and some demos that use absolutely millions of glue. Now if you look at that, there's virtually none on that. It is just a tracing. So for my card, I put this one up near the top towards the spine of the card, okay, and just make sure it's pressed in properly. Then we've got our sentiment. And again, there is half a centimetre diameter all the way around. Although for some reason it looks wider, but we're going to go with it anyway. And that's getting popped up on dimensionals, if I can find them, because I did have them handy as well. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just take the back off them over here, because I don't want you getting lost. And I can scoop these all in the bin at once. There we go. And this one I am going near the bottom corner, like so. Put them into my bin. And then we're going to put our leaves on. So I want my vellum ones on first, and I'm just going to curl these leaves a little bit, like so. Like that. Next pick me up tool they make, they need to have it with a hexagon or a squared barrel so it doesn't roll. Right, there we go, that's 2 of them on. Then I will stick with our shiny, I think. No way. We go with a gold and a, let's just do something different. So I'm taking off quite a bit of this stem because we don't need all that, and I'm just adding a tiny little bit of Tombow, and I'm placing it over that direction. Then I'm going to have the same leaf in Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to place that on the bottom one facing the other direction, so that'll go that way. Like so. Then we'll have, let me see, we'll go for the small one in Granny Apple Green. Again, I'm going to take a bit of that stem off, just putting a little bit of glue on. and placing it on. And I don't mind it tucking under the vellum or whatever, that's fine. Then the other side we go for gold. Again, take off a bit of the tail, the stem. Add on a little bit of Tombow, and I've just noticed that the centre hasn't popped out there. So that's coming out. Right, so that's going there, like that. And then we're going to add our flowers, because that's plenty of foliage. Move that over. Move my mini glue dots. So I'm going to just pick up one, place it on there, and just start adding some little flowers on. There's two. We'll use the red spiky one, and we want maybe a yellow. That's a yellow there, like that. Then we'll go with the pink, which is Melon Mambo. That was Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana and Poppy Parade. Just for me using the short names. It's just me being lazy. Then we'll have some Mango Melody, and we'll stick that over that direction. And then we will have, what will I use for my last one, Coastal Cabana again? Yeah. And I've mentioned in a few videos, I use a little bit of twine around my glue dots. It stops it unravelling and just being an absolute mess, and it means I've got more control with it, and when I get to a certain point I just tear off so that it's ready to go again. Right, so we've done that. Next up, I used a little bit of, whoops, that would be my keyboard. Next up, I used some of our Wing Castella, and I just added it to our little flowers, just a little bit at a time, like so. Just wherever sun I'll get it. And that's it. All done and dusted. And I think they look alright. You can obviously embellish your envelope, and I did use one of the Bloom to Bloom, so this way, Bloom by Bloom, I used that one, and I used it with basic grey stamped off so it's not as poignant, and I also used it on the inside just to add a wee bit of continuity. But I think they are really pretty and just a nice little brightening up of your day. Now, the inspiration for this card came from Dina Rico from the Creativity Cube. She made a card very similar to this, which is where I got the idea from. So please do pop over and support Dina as well, because we all just inspire each other. But anyway, thank you for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.